Hi everyone, welcome back. Today's class is inspired by the seventh chakra, or Sahasrara. Sahasrara is said to be this 1,000-petaled lotus that comes out of the crown of our head. So we've made this journey up through the chakra system and liberated each of the chakras to now arrive at Sahasrara. Sahasrara then begins to assimilate all of the knowledge that we've acquired into right understanding, or into inner wisdom. From there, that inner wisdom then drips like sweet nectar off of the petals of the lotus back down into our lower chakras. It's through this action that we begin to manifest that divine wisdom into a human experience, into embodiment, into this body. And so with that, let's begin the practice of yoga. Feel really grounded in your seat. Begin to sit tall with the spine in alignment. Maybe even call upon the bandhas to lift the lower floor of the pelvis. Slightly tuck the space behind your navel, and a slight draw of the chin back into space. Deepening the breath. Begin Ujjayi breathing, or that ocean wave breathing. Allow yourself to feel into this body. Notice any sensations or thoughts that may arise. When you feel ready, you can open your eyes, roll over the top of your shins into a tabletop position. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Begin to drop the belly, lifting the head and the tailbone. Then exhale, round the spine. Inhale, cow. And exhale for cat. Continue in this way for a few rounds, finding whatever sort of organic movement your body calls for today. Just waking up the spine, allowing the energy to start to move freely. Coming back to a neutral position, bend your elbows, drop your belly, chest, chin to the floor. Press into the tops of the feet, so much so that your knees lift off the mat. Root down into the pubic bone, and then through the strength of your back, inhale, lift for low cobra. Exhale, forehead back to the ground. 2 more times. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Once more, inhale. And exhale. This time on your inhale, press into your hands, come back through neutral tabletop, and then exhale, widen your knees, drop back into child's pose, forehead resting on the ground. This is a great moment to call in an intention for practice, an affirmation for Sahasrara is, I am guided by my inner wisdom. Repeat your intention to yourself 3 times. On your next inhale, rise to a neutral tabletop, finding balance between your limbs. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your knees, hover your knees off the ground. Stay here. And then exhale, lift your hips, straighten your knees, back to downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet. Take any motions in the hips or shoulders. Get the wiggles out. And at the end of your exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Allow your head to hang. Generous bend in the knees. Maybe grab for opposite elbows. Just in an easy forward fold. Shaking your head yes. Shaking it no. And then slowly, gently, one vertebrae at a time, begin to rise to a standing position at the top of your mat. Palms face forward, eyes closed or gently, softly gazing at the floor. Samasthiti, standing mountain. With a smile on your face, let's begin Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold, hands flat on the floor. Inhale, look up. Exhale, walk, step, jump back to tabletop. You can inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And then inhale back to neutral. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Energetically moving the heels to the floor, whether or not they touch. Lifting up through the tailbone, feeling engaged in the lower belly. Pushing equally through the hands and the feet, the long spine with shoulders away from the ears. Eyes gently towards the navel. End of your exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Samasthiti. Again, inhale, hands up, look up. Exhale, fold. Hands flat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, this time walk all the way back. And go knees, chest, chin lower to chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Now I'll be cueing vinyasas throughout class, and recognize that you always have the different options for cat-cow, low cobra. You can interweave child's pose at any time. Just maintaining a connection with the breath with each inhale and exhale, and yoking it to the movement. At the end of your exhale, walk, jump, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, hands to the sky, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samasthiti. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, drop your hips, lower into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, hands flat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate your left foot in, step with your right foot, and rise to warrior one. Exhale, lower your hands, plant your palms, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate your right foot in, step with your left. Inhale, rise for warrior one. Exhale, hands plant, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Allowing your breath to be loud, maybe starting to feel a bit warm, and that's what we want. End of your exhale, step to the front of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Drop your hips, lift your hand, chair pose. Exhale, Samasthiti. From here, widen your feet to about hips width distance apart. Exhale, fold and grab your toes, even if you bend your knees. Inhale, half lift. Then exhale, drop the crown of your head to the floor, fold, and breathe. Padangustasana, hand to toe pose. Maybe the legs straighten, maybe they don't. Either is okay. When you feel ready, inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, place your hands on your hips. Then inhale, rise back to stand. This time, inhale your right foot out to the side. Raise your arms out, rotating your right foot to the back of the mat. Reach with that right hand forward and fold, grabbing your big toe or your shin, looking up towards the hand to the sky. Utthita Trikonasana or triangle pose. If it's too much on your neck, you're always welcome to look down. Inhale, rise through the top hand, arms out to the side, rotating your left foot to the front of the mat this time. Reach forward with that left hand, and then fold, big toe or your shin. Breathing deeply here. Be helpful to drop that right hip down, allowing the left hip to slide back. This allows the spine to lengthen and rotate. It's a subtle engagement of the bandhas. Inhale, rise through the top arm. Exhale, take your right foot, place it back to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. Again, we'll inhale that right foot out to the side. This time a much wider pose than last time. We'll take our right foot, turn it to the front of the mat, back of the mat, and bend deeply into that right knee. From here, you'll drop your right elbow and place it on your knee, reaching up and over through the left hand. Or revolved side angle, or Tito Partho Konasana. Feeling a long line of energy from the pinky side of your left foot all the way up through the side of your body, the pinky of your left hand. Inhale, straighten that knee, rise back to the side, rotating your feet. This time bending deeply into that left knee, dropping left elbow, and lifting the right arm up and overhead. Breathing deeply here through the right side body. Feeling equal strength through your legs. Inhale, rise back to star. Exhale, feet together at the top of the mat, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, right foot out to the side, this time somewhere in the middle. Placing your hands on your hips, inhale, look up. Exhale, fold, hands flat in front of your face. For a wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Allowing the crown of the head to melt towards the floor. Breathing deeply in this inversion. Inhale, look up. Exhale, place your hands on your hips. Inhale, rise. This time, inhale, arms out to the side, look up. Exhale, clasp the hands behind your back. You can give yourself a fist bump if that's easier. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Engaging the shoulder blades, the rhomboids. And the C variation. Inhale, rise, come all the way up. Take a moment. Exhale, feet together, top of the mat, Samasthiti. From here, we'll take our left hand, place it on our hip, and with our right hand, we can grab our big toe. Maybe we straighten that leg, or maybe we just hold on to the knee. Just a one-legged standing pose, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Really grounding down, finding roots through our left foot. And also energy through our core, allowing our spine to remain straight. And exhale, you can let that side go. This time, shifting weight into the right foot, lifting the left knee. You can either hold on to the knee, the big toe from the inside. Maybe you begin to straighten that leg. Either way, feeling grounded and rooted through that right leg. Engage through the glutes, reaching out through the crown of the head. Exhale, letting that side go. Taking a moment, coming back to center. Noticing your center of gravity. We'll do one more balance. It's going to be some tree variations. So you can place your hands on your hips. First option is keeping the toe on the ground and simply lifting the heel to the ankle. Maybe we take that foot a little bit higher onto our calf or even into our inner thigh. We just don't want our foot on the knee. Hands can be up overhead, maybe at heart center, maybe resting on the hips. You can release that leg, come back to stand. Notice the difference between the two sides. This time grounding into the right foot, bringing that left foot either to the ankle, the calf, or the thigh, for a tree pose on the other side. Really feel the midline of your body, having the foot press into the leg at the same time the leg pushing back into the foot. Hands, once again, can sweep up and overhead and back through the heart center. Releasing that foot, coming back to standing position. Take a moment just to observe your mountain, deepening your breath, and seeing what may have changed already from the start of class. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, hands plant. Inhale, look up. And then exhale, move through your vinyasa. All meeting back in downward facing dog. From here, you'll rotate that left foot in, stepping with that right foot. Bent knee, arms up overhead into warrior one. Deepening the breath, finding connection with Ujjayi. Once again, feeling equal weight through the back foot as well as the bent knee in front. Smiling helps. One more breath. And straighten that right knee, keeping the arms up overhead. Rotate to the back of your mat, bending into the left knee for Virabhadrasana A, Warrior One on the other side. Feeling the strength of your warrior. One more time. Inhale, really lengthen up. And then exhale, drop your arms out to the side, open up to Warrior Two. Gaze over the top left middle finger. Opening up through the heart, broadening through the arms. Once again, keeping the arms where they're at. Strengthen the left leg. Rotate your feet to the top of the mat and then bend into that right knee for Warrior Two on the other side. Exhale, cartwheel your hands back down, hands plant flat, step your feet back, move through your vinyasa, meeting back in downward facing dog. Now from downward dog, we're going to be moving into a seated position. So if you can jump through, then you may move in that direction. Go ahead and do so. Otherwise, walk your feet towards about the top of the mat, crossing your ankles, coming into a squatting position. Then move your hands back behind you, shifting your center of gravity. Pressing into your hands, lift up, straighten your legs, and come into Dandasana, or staff pose. Similar to Samasthiti, keeping the feet and the legs engaged, tall through the spine. Bandhas activated, chin slightly tucked. Your next exhale, fold forward, grab your big toes, maybe your shins. It's okay to bend your knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. We're Paschimottanasana. Inhaling, finding length. Exhaling, folding a little deeper. Remain engaged in the belly so that we're not rounding the low back too much. Inhale, come up, plant your palms, cross your ankles, lift, lower. Then you'll roll over back into tabletop, move through a vinyasa, maybe cat-cow, coming back to downward facing dog. So we get some practice moving from dog to seated. So once again, cross your ankles, replant your palms, lift and lower. From here, we're gonna work on a seated tree. So step one is you can always grab the use the left hand to grab the right foot and simply rock, cradle the lower leg, opening up the right hip. Maybe if you feel comfortable in a half lotus, you bring it to the top of your thigh, sitting up tall, or a variation of Ardha Baddha Padmo Paschimottanasana. Exhale, let that side go. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Do the same thing on the other side. So straighten that right leg. You can grab your left foot with your right hand, wrapping the elbow around the knee just to cradle your left leg. Work on opening up that left hip. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you place that left foot anywhere on your thigh, eventually moving to the top part of your thigh, sitting up nice and tall for a seated tree. If you'd like, you can practice a bind, wrapping that left arm behind your back and grabbing for opposite elbow. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Maybe you stay there. Maybe you move through a vinyasa, allowing your spine just to rinse out. Eventually, we'll all come back through to a seated position. From here, we'll move into Janu Sirsasana. So right foot to the inner left thigh. Think tall through the spine first, and exhale, fold, grabbing the left foot or thigh, ankle, shin. This is head to knee pose. Allowing your body just to fold over the left leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. We'll move to the other side. So left foot, inner right thigh. Feeling engaged in your body before you fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Either stay and wait or move through a vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale your feet to the top of the mat. Move your hands, lift, lower. From here, we'll move into Marichiyasana A. So planting the right foot, bending the knee. It's okay to have some distance between your legs. And then either hugging that knee in for option 1. Option 2, maybe you start to wrap that right arm in front of the right leg, folding forward. Maybe option 3, you bind your hands behind the right leg. It's a great opportunity to use a strap if that's available to you as well. One more breath. Exhale, release. Come and cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Do the same thing on the other side, straightening the right leg, left knee bent, either hugging it in. Maybe that left arm starts to fold forward in front of the left knee. Maybe it wraps around for a bind. Wherever you end, don't compromise the breath. Keep the breath open, free, and liberated. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. This time we're going to bend that left foot in close to the right hip bone. The right knee is going to stay up, so we're in Marichiyasana D position. Now from here you can actually stay in C and just kind of hug that, or rather B, hug that right knee into your right chest. Maybe you start to twist over to the right side. That elbow either wrapping around the knee or maybe coming to the outside of the knee. Turning and looking over your right shoulder. In each of these Marichiyasana positions, it's really great compression for the abdominal organs, aiding in digestion. So release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. We're going to do the same thing the other side. So right foot comes to the left hip, left knee up. We can either stay facing forward, just compressing that left knee to our left side body. Maybe we start to take a twist, wrapping that right arm over the left knee, left hand coming behind you, looking over the left shoulder. Marichyasana also provides a compression of the arm against the knee. We're pressing on the lymph nodes of our axillary region. This is our heart chakra space. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Once again, we'll roll over, come into vinyasa of your choice. Keeping the heat, the prana moving through our body. Inhale our feet forward. Move your palms, plant lower. And from here, we'll go into Navasana. So you can lean back. You can have a grounded Navasana. Just remaining engaged in the core is the main part of this pose. Maybe you start to lift the feet off the ground, maybe even the hands. Maybe you straighten the legs. No matter where you land, breathing deeply. We'll do this 3 times. So cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower, and then straight back into Navasana. You're always welcome to do toe taps as well. Smiling helps. We'll cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Last time, Navasana. Finding your strength, your core, your power, all of that solar plexus, third chakra energy. Exhale, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. From here, we're going to just move into Baddha Konasana, placing the feet together. You can press your thumbs into the eye of your feet, that space right behind the big toe ball mound and second toe ball mound. Connecting with that marma point at the soles of our feet, the root chakra, tall through the spine, engaged with Ujjayi. From here, you can close your knees like a book, then begin to straighten your legs wide off the side of the mat. We come into a wide-legged forward fold or Upavishta Konasana. You can either reach straight forward in front of you. Maybe your hands come out to the side and grab your big toe or shins. Really thinking about rotating your hips forward, feeling engaged through the lower belly so that your spine remains in alignment. Long, deep breathing. Inhale, look up. Exhale, relax. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. This time, scoot yourself, no fancy way. We're gonna grab the front of our knees and then just roll back one vertebrae at a time, coming into a ball pose, hugging your knees into your chest, and bringing your feet to the floor and just wherever they naturally land, where they feel most comfortable, most grounded and supported. We're going to move in through a few bridge variations. So hands can come out to the sides, and then pressing into the feet, to the hands, begin to lift your hips up to the sky. This is a back bend, and in back bends we engage our glutes. We're not looking side to side, but keeping our head neutral, neck protected. And exhale, begin to lower back down. We're going to move through this 2 more times. I'll give you some variations along the way. Always welcome to make some pit stops. So once again, press into your feet. Begin to lift your hips up to the sky. Maybe this time you walk your shoulder blades a little closer together, finding opposite hands clasped behind your back. And exhale, slowly, one vertebrae at a time, lower back down. And we'll do one more. You're welcome to do any one of those variations, or if you'd like to come into full wheel, Urdhva Dhanurasana, place your hands, palms next to the ears, and pressing into the feet, pressing into the hands. You can inhale your hips up. Exhale, press all the way into wheel. No matter where you land, be sure to not compromise the breath. Allowing the air to flow freely. And wherever you are, begin to exhale, lower one vertebrae at a time, back, just into a constructive bridge pose, constructive rest. And one knee at a time, bring those knees to the chest, giving yourself a hug, maybe rock side to side, massaging the low back. Eventually, you can begin to kick your feet so that you're rolling up and down your spine, massaging the back, eventually coming up to a seated position. We'll scoot back, straighten our legs, pit stop through Dandasana just to find length, and then exhale, fold forward back into Paschimottanasana, just a forward fold. We've been here before, just taking a moment once again to see what has shifted and changed in the beginning of practice. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant your palms behind you. You can adjust yourself on your mat and then just begin to roll down. But you're laying flat on the floor. Now, we're not in Shavasana yet. This is going to be an active and engaged pose. So flex your feet. Find strength in your lower legs, even laying down. Palms face up. Shoulders back and eyes wide open. We're in Samasthiti, laying down. From here, bend your knees. Lift your hips slightly. You can place your hands under your hips if that's comfortable for you. And you're just going to lift your feet up to the sky, or legs up the wall, or waterfall. If you'd like, and if it's in your practice, you can roll up. Shoulder stand, Salamba Savrangasana. Once again, in shoulder stand, it is a shoulder stand, not a neck stand. Just making sure if you needed to tuck, you could. And also your breath is moving freely. Now if your legs are up the wall, maybe you bend your knees into your chest, coming into that ball pose, hugging your knees in. If you're in shoulder stand, maybe your feet start to come behind you into plow pose or halasana. This is actually a great example of a way to make halasana more accessible, is to have a chair behind you so that your feet are resting on the chair if they can't make it all the way to the floor. And then slowly, ever so gently, begin to roll back down, lowering your legs all the way back to the floor. Hands can still be under the hips. Legs straight, hands under the hips. Press into the elbow so that your chest lifts up off the floor, crown of the head to the mat. You're not modified fish position or Matsyasana. This is a counter pose, a shoulder stand, where we were compressing the front of the chest and neck. Now we're opening up the heart and throat chakras, opening up the thyroid to the sky. And when you feel like you've had enough, roll back down, but you're laying flat on the mat. We're all gonna hug our knees back in, rock and roll up through your spine. Come back into a seated position. You can push yourself back. We're gonna roll into tabletop. Now we're gonna be transitioning into a final inversion before we start to end class. And if headstand is in your practice, you're welcome to go there. Otherwise, we're all going to move into a dolphin pose. So with your hands flat, bend your elbows to the mat. I like to take my elbows in a little bit so that they're a little bit closer to midline than my hands. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, and strengthen your legs as in downward dog. So we're really pressing into the elbows here, the forearms. And maybe you walk your feet a little bit closer. This is less about getting your heels to the mat or strengthening or lengthening out the back of your legs. This is really more about finding strength in your shoulders, allowing your shoulders to push up away from your ears. Keeping your breath deep, engaged. And when you've had enough, bend your knees. We'll all press back into child's pose. Just taking a moment to rest here. When you're ready, inhale back through tabletop. Roll over your feet just into a simple seated position. Now, maybe legs are in easy crisscross in front of you. Maybe if lotus or half lotus is in your practice, you can go there. But no matter how your legs are crossed, grab for opposite elbows behind you or give yourself a fist bump. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold forward. Baddha Padmasana. Sealing our practice, sealing our intentions, affirmations, and prana into our body. Inhale, come back up to a seated position. Hands can rest on knees, first finger and thumbs touching in Gyan Mudra. Still engaged with our breath. Allowing these final postures to start to move that seal up through our mind, our consciousness, transcending to our inner wisdom. And then plant your palms beside your hips. We're going to lift one last time, press into your palms, lift. Maybe your tailbone comes off the floor, maybe it doesn't. But breathing here, allowing that wisdom, that prana to transform our spirit. Exhale, release. Wherever you are, straighten your legs. Roll back into final resting position, into Shavasana, whatever that may look like for you today. Palms open or up to receive. Palms down to ground, to manifest. Allowing your heart rate and your breath to slow. Taking the time to assimilate the practice. Keeping the things that serve you, letting go of that which no longer serves you. Know that you can stay here for as long as you need. And when you're ready, bring your attention back to the room, back to your body, laying on your mat. Maybe you wiggle your toes or your fingers, circling out your wrists and your ankles, inviting movement back into the body. Maybe you curl in tight or stretch out long, eventually rolling over to one side. Taking a moment to push yourself back up into a seated position. Giving yourself a moment of gratitude for arriving on the mat today, showing up for your practice. May you be guided by your inner wisdom. And the light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.